Welcome to Slow Selvage Patterns. These are scrap buster patterns meant for the beginner level to get you going and start your sewing journey sustainably. So grab your supplies, download the pattern or draw your own, and let's get started. You can visit socorrosociety.com to download the pattern and instructions. You can always download the instructions and draft your own pattern. Our large zipper pouch that I'm making here is a 9x8 rectangle with two 1x1 squares cut out on the bottom corners. If you want to skip to the sewing tutorial, jump to minute 3. We are going to go over the supplies needed that are listed on the screen, and we're just going to cut out the pattern from the clothing. I'm using the top half of a dress and a pant leg. My scissor of choice is a rotary cutter. You can always use scissors, just trace out the pattern and cut. The first step is going to be iron all the fabric that needs ironing. I plan to use this strap as the strap for my bag, so I ironed that really well. The denim didn't need any ironing. We're going to cut 2 pieces of the lining and 2 pieces of the shell or the outer fabric. So I like to use whatever's on hand as pattern weights and use a rotary cutter with a cutting mat underneath. You can also trace this pattern out with a fabric marking tool and cut out with fabric scissors. You should have 2 pieces of the lining fabric when you're done. And I cut the strap, like I said. We're also going to cut 2 rectangular pieces for the tabs around the zippers. I usually make them like 2 by 2 inches or 3 by 2 inches. I wind up cutting it down a little bit smaller. For the denim, I didn't want to mess with the thick seam too much, and I didn't want to seam rip the pants. I had enough fabric to work with without doing that. So I decided to just rotate the pants so the thick seam will be a feature of the bag, and I am cutting it out as we go. I'm a big fan of these Peking Shear rotary cutters. They're on their last leg right here. I'm realizing that I need a new pair as I struggled. I cut a lot of denim with these, and like I said, it's easier on the hands, but I feel like I might need electric scissors soon. More on that later. So we are cutting out the pocket, and I decided also to shift the pattern to this existing seam. So I'm going to cut on the outside of that seam, and I'm going to use the seam for the finished edge of my pocket. I always like to work smarter, not harder when possible, and use whatever finished features of the fabric or the garment that I'm cutting up that I can. If there was a pocket on this dress, I would have used that instead of cutting out a pocket. We're going to iron the tabs for the zipper. Here I kind of realized that this was way too big of a piece for one zipper, so I cut it in half and made 2 separate tabs. We're basically making a piece of binding tape to cover the end of the zipper. So you can make one long piece and do this and cut it in half, which would actually probably save you a little bit of work. But we're going to fold the fabric hot dog style, press it with the iron, open it up, bring the outsides to meet the inside crease, fold that over so you have 4 layers of fabric pressed firmly with your iron. And when you're done, you have 2 little pieces of binding tape that you will wrap around the edge of your zipper. If you are using a pre-made zipper, just make sure that it is cut down to be 1 inch shorter than the fabric that you're working with, the zipper pouch. The last bit of prep that needs to happen before we jump to our sewing machine is prepping the pocket. So I like to pre-press the seam allowance in, so it makes it a little easier to pin onto our lining. I really like to interchange between straight pins and clips. I prefer to sew with the clips, but they're obviously not universal. So here I'm using straight pins and pinning my pocket in place on one part of the lining. We will jump to the sewing machine and I will sew on my pocket. And my camera stopped working, so I also sewed the zipper tabs on. And I addressed the long strap for my dress. So the fabric was really thin. I folded it in half and sewed along the length 3 times, essentially quilting it. and I just made that strap a little thicker, a little bit more sturdy. Here I am grabbing the cap to my thread snippers to help walk my presser foot over that thick seam. So essentially what you want to do is just grab something that will lift the presser foot to be the same height as the thick seam you're working on, and that will help you sew over thick seams a little bit easier. We have sewn the fabric tabs around the zipper and cut the excess, and I'm going to lay it face down along my outer fabric and lay my shell lining face down on top, sandwiching it in. What you want to see is the outer fabric and the inner lining are facing each other, and the right side of the zipper is facing the right side of the outer fabric. You are going to clip or pin in place, making sure there's at least a 1/2 inch of space between the outside of your bag and the fabric of the zipper tab. Because when we're sewing the bag together, we're not going to sew over that fabric. We want to make sure that's left out of the seam completely. So I'm making sure that I have space on both sides. I'm clipping it, and we are going to jump over to the sewing machine. Just making sure again that there's some space. We are using a simple straight stitch on the sewing machine, the only stitch we'll use. It's not absolutely necessary to lock in these stitches because we will sew over them again later. So I usually don't lock these stitches in. We will now open up the bag completely. Flip it open, press along that seam a little with your finger or with an iron, and we're going to top stitch that seam down. You can just lift up the presser foot and move the zipper around. There's no need to switch out presser feet if you do not like to. This is what the first side of your zipper pouch should look like. I'm going to lay the shell fabric face down on top of the zipper, and then I am covering that with my lining fabric, right sides facing each other. I'm going to clip those in place, making sure that there is some space on either side. And right now the patterns really should be matching up, and that way you can ensure that your zipper fabric won't get caught in the seam later on. Again, we're just going to sew one straight stitch all the way, making sure that you're getting all 3 layers. So you should have the shell, the zipper, and the lining fabric. Again, we will open it up, press lightly with your finger or an iron, and top stitch down. The next step is going to be open up your zipper halfway. That is a crucial step in this process. So you're going to open the zipper up and bring the shell fabric to meet and the lining fabric to meet each other. They should be right sides facing. And we are also going to add in our strap. If you download our PDF instructions, I have you sew in the strap in step 2 when we're sewing on the pocket. It's really a personal preference. That way, I like to get it sewn in, honestly, so it doesn't move around, but I don't always remember that step. So we are adding it in and pinning all the way around. I'm using 2 straight pins on the bottom edge of my lining, so I make sure not to sew through that. We are leaving at least a 4-inch gap in between because we need to flip our bag inside out. I prefer to just sew one edge, lift up my needle, give myself some slack with the thread, rotate my project, and continue sewing down on the other side. There's no real need to just stop and start each stitch. You can just skip the corner, give yourself some slack, and rotate. If you chose to use the fabric zipper tabs, make sure that you are not sewing over your zipper when you are sewing the side seam of the bag. Stay in that 1/2 to 1/4 inch area of fabric that doesn't have any of that zipper tab in it. The next step is going to be boxing the corners. So I am going to pinch at the flat part of my fabric and pull the corner wide until the seams meet. I'll flatten my fabric and I'm sewing all the way across that edge. I'm going to do that on every single corner. So we're doing this 4 times. So I like to pinch the flat part of my fabric, bring the seams together. If they're thick, you can press open the seam and you can sew across that. When you've boxed all 4 corners, you're going to reach your hand into the opening through the lining, push open the zipper, and we are going to flip our bag right side out. I like to grab each corner, push it out individually. So you really don't want to just be yanking on this thing and kind of try to help it out a little bit. We'll go corner by corner and then pull out the lining. You'll want to flip out each little fabric tab and the corners of your lining. Here's a little fabric tab. The fabric tab is also an optional step. I've sewn many without, and I like to use metal zippers, and it is very stressful sewing over a metal zipper. The fabric tab just addresses the whole zipper situation, and it looks just so much cleaner. It's actually a step I will not skip any longer. It's way too easy not to do, and it just makes everything look so amazing. So when you're done, we'll flip in the raw edges of the lining, close it, and sew that part closed, and you're ready to flip your bag right side out. And we're done. You have a finished zipper pouch. If you are a beginner and this is your first project, we added a lining, added a zipper, boxed the corners, and top stitched. These are all sewing techniques that you'll come back to over and over as you grow your stitch and technique library. You can download the free PDF pattern and find the companion blog post and denim tutorial using the links below. If you make one, I would love to see it. Tag Socorro Society on all of the social medias. If you enjoy beginner-friendly sewing projects, visible mending, and scrap fabric ideas, be sure to subscribe. Happy mending, and I'll see you on our next slow salvage project.